Yo, yo, what's going on, man? It is your boy, baby, JoeNoJoseph, and I'm back at it again with another one, all right? Today, man, we're checking out Body in London's famous river. Was it a voodoo killing? I don't know what the heck is going on, man. I'm over here. I'm in Louisiana. We don't play about the voodoo stuff, so I definitely can't wait to dig deep into this, all right? Make sure if you guys haven't already subscribed to the fellas, you get to it, okay? Let's get into it, then. Lego! Lego! Oh, my God. It's fellas time. Boom, boom, boom.
Pleasure to see you, man.
Oh, absolute pleasure. What's going on, bro? I'm late again. Let me tell you, this time, Chip, let me tell you, the missus was blowing my ears up, right? Kept going on about, have you seen the dog ball? Have you seen the dog ball? Didn't even know the dog played cricket. Anyways, what's the mystery today, boss?
The mystery is the mystery of Adam. No second name.
What?
Because they don't know him. This is the longest unsolved child murder case in the history of history.
This nigga said.
I'm pretty sure that's not what I
It was in the history.
Was it playing cricket?
Needs to make it more dramatic.
Not far from Tower Bridge in the murky waters of the Thames, a passerby discovers something that looks like the lifeless body of a child.
Hopefully someone in that country, someone who knows Adam or someone who knows something about this crime will step forward.
The child's arms, legs.
Has anybody ever discovered like a body and it was like they thought it was a kid, but it was really like a midget?
And head on
I wonder if that's been a thing.
To this day, they have not been found.
Im Nachhinein brauche ich das auch nicht, weil vielleicht hätte ich dieses Kind ja auch retten können, wenn ich mehr gefragt hätte.
Yeah, it's 20 years, but it's the last thing you think you're ever going to see in the River Thames. It was so shocking.
That's crazy. Yo, I was thinking the other day, right? Where are all the midgets at? Like, is there like a state with like a lot more midgets than other states? You know what I mean? Cause like you never see midgets, bro. Like you don't ever see them niggas. Like where do they be at? You know what I'm saying? Always wondered this. Always wondered.
Boom. 21st of September 2001. The year of
9/11.
yes.
Actually.
Probably don't know if we should even.
No, it's actually part of the thing.
Is it?
That's genuinely in here. It says one of the reasons why this case didn't get nearly as much sort of press or media attention was because it was around the time in which 9/11 happened, and of course that just took up all of the
Everything.
media space and everything. So this case,
You probably get away with anything around that time.
it deserved. So the fellas here, we're here to deliver that attention. That attention they ordered, it's here.
He may be late, but he knows his stuff.
Thank you.
Now, Adam, which is not actually his real name, it's just the boy is unidentified, so I guess that's just the name they've given him for the case. His body was found in the River Thames in London, and investigators believe that the boy was from southwestern Nigeria, and right before he was murdered, he was trafficked over to the UK as part of something called a muti ritual sacrifice, something I'd never heard of until today.
Yeah, it's also, sort of the meaning of that, which we had to look into, is it's a traditional medicine practice in Africa. So a little bit, you know, not too much information on it, but these sort of rituals.
We'll get into it. We'll deep dive.
But why do they call it a ritual?
Grim.
Yeah.
It is grim.
And also something that's really important to the case, something that's going to come in later on, was the fact that he was found wearing a pair of orange shorts.
These orange shorts, they are.
Why is that important?
In this case, right? And they were labeled "Kids and Company,"
Yeah.
right? Just on them, and their size and color of these shorts could only be found in a very select number of shops in Germany.
Yes.
Which is a really important thing to note, and you'll understand why as we get into this.
Now, they do believe that he
What?
may have been in the water for up to 10 days. There was no signs of physical or sexual abuse, and it looked to be that the boy
Is this the kid? Or is this the detective? That's crazy, bro. That's a old homeboy had Benjamin Button.
was well fed. They've given him some grub.
Yeah,
He was looking good.
I'm not too sure how you can tell that. If the body had been in there for 10 days, I mean,
I
look,
guess
science is mad,
maybe
right?
the weight of the boy, you know, like he's got a bit
Or
of belly
like
on him.
organisms.
Got a
They
bit of
probably
bear
tested
belly.
organisms, you know?
I don't know, but yeah, it's an interesting fact because I guess the whole point that they're trying to make is it didn't look like this guy.
Yeah, was being abused or neglected or anything like that.
But that being said, they did only find his torso. Right? So they all of his limbs had been cut off.
Yeah,
right?
so
his head was as well.
does that not count as physical abuse?
Yeah, so when they say here that there were no signs of physical abuse,
I guess they
I
mean
would
more
argue that
like
that is physical
I
abuse.
think they're more leaning towards like, you know, he'd not been beaten up,
Yeah,
maybe.
okay.
What?
But I would argue that cutting off his limbs is.
I would probably.
I would argue that.
Probably have to.
I would definitely argue that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad.
Definitely argue with
The
that.
police believed Adam to be between the ages of 4 and 7 years old. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't actually get a more accurate like age there, just because I feel like this was in 2001, and I know that, I mean, that is 20 years ago now. It doesn't sound like it, but it was 20 years ago. So you'd like to think that they had the tech and the ability to really figure out a child's age, but still,
they were using pages back then, man.
Pages.
Like,
Oh, pagers.
Yeah, like
nah,
that
not in
technology.
2001.
I don't know, man. How old was I? 7? I swear mobile phones were like really, really
Do you
bad
reckon
then.
people were still getting paged?
Actually, feel like they might have been.
It might be the end era.
End of the pages and the mobile phones were coming in.
Okay.
But the technology wasn't that.
I kind of
crazy
want a
back then.
pager.
No, you're right. You're right.
I'm not even gonna
yeah,
cap.
They couldn't, and they had a look. You know, obviously they did the autopsy, the post-mortem.
Because it's like, because you got a choice to call, to like pick up the phone and actually call them back. You know what I mean? Nowadays, like, people text you and they know you got that shit. Like, that whole they said delivered. You know what I mean? Like, they know you got it.
The child had actually been poisoned, right? And we've mentioned obviously already about his limbs being removed, and that's what really made people think, could this be part of some sort of ritual? And
yeah,
like
well, the limbs were well removed as well.
Yeah, they claim they were expertly
so
removed.
somebody whoever's done this has done this before.
Right, and yeah, I mean that is really dark to think about. Not only that, but just looking at what was in his stomach. And the trace minerals, they were able to judge that he'd actually only been in the UK for a few days. So was he trafficked in for this particular ritual? Was he here? Did he somehow get into the wrong with someone and then?
So they just flew my man's out to get murdered?
Was he kidnapped?
That's kind of crazy if you think about it. Not even gonna cap.
Another piece of information which sort of ties into the fact that this could be a ritual-based killing is the fact that they were able to establish that he was from southwestern Nigeria, near a place called Benin City. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, but yeah, which is actually known as the birthplace.
I would have called that Ibadan.
Oof.
So obviously rituals are really common from that area. Look,
yeah,
it's looking
couple
like
a couple of breadcrumbs being eaten there.
What is that? I've never heard that.
You know, you follow the breadcrumbs.
Oh. So we're eating the breadcrumbs.
But we're eating the breadcrumbs because we're onto something.
We are. Right,
yeah?
Let's keep going. Let's keep eating the breadcrumbs.
I don't.
With the information about where he was from exactly in Nigeria, investigators then decided and sort of believed that this was definitely to do with a ritual sacrifice performed by a witch doctor.
Ooh.
Right? And what they do is they use sort of child body parts to create medicine. Oh, fuck. How do you say that word again?
Medicinal. Don't worry, bro.
Medicinal potions.
Medicinal, baby.
Oh, they were
Yeah,
eating
like,
niggas?
Get the weed from the doctors in
This
like,
is slightly
medicinal,
different,
bro.
Chip. This is slightly different.
Oh!
Is it medicinal or not?
Look, this is what they claim to be medicinal potions called muti.
Yeah. I ain't ever had that myself.
I don't plan on having this particular medicinal potion, personally.
Investigators couldn't find anything about Adam in the database of missing children. You know, they looked hard. Nothing's coming up. They actually even went on to offer £50,000 for information on who the killer was.
Yeah, if they had any information on being able to help get a conviction out of this, they offered £50,000.
50 racks?
That wasn't the only bit of media press, though. In 2002, London officials flew all the way over to Johannesburg in South Africa, right? Where Nelson Mandela made a public appeal, which is obviously massive. Like, Nelson Mandela at this time was such a huge
It was
public
a Donny.
figure. Yeah. And
Why is the audio always so fucking low in these videos, bro? Shit pisses me off every fucking time.
Be helpful towards this case.
Yes, it seems
Like, I
like
can barely hear it sometimes. Then they play these, and this shit be at like 100+. And like, well, what is going on?
Africa, and had been the victim of some ritualistic murder. I wish to direct my appeal even more specifically to people in Africa. If anywhere Even in the remotest village of our continent, there is a family missing a son of that age.
July 2002. This is where things are going to get a little bit spicy. Very interesting,
Talk to me,
okay?
Chip. Why?
Social workers in Glasgow were concerned for two girls who were living with their mother. The mother's name is Joyce. And when police searched her flat, they found ritualistic objects. At a court hearing, Joyce told stories of cults, killings, and sacrifices. Sounding a bit dodgy already, right? Police also found, now this, if you remember from the beginning, we spoke of the orange shorts.
Yes.
Police also found those same orange shorts in her home, same size as the ones that Adam was wearing. Now, she was arrested, and she kept changing her story and said she knew nothing about Adam and claimed that, you know, it was all a crazy coincidence. Officers couldn't charge her in the end, and she remained in Glasgow as a result of her asylum claim.
Oh, how? Like, people be having these crazy loopholes, bro.
No.
Because I guess they didn't have anything. The only real, well, for me, the big coincidence here
is the shorts.
The fact that she has the same orange shorts, okay? Plus the fact that she's really into all this ritualistic stuff.
Yep.
And, you know, people were concerned for the two girls that were living with her as well.
I mean, yeah.
Were they going to eventually fall victim to a ritual?
It could just be a coincidence. I mean, the orange shorts.
I'd say it's worth tracking her.
Or had them.
Or like keeping some type of thing on, like some type of camera on her, or so not camera, but like a person.
Joyce was in fact deported, but she wasn't charged. Now, on this plane home, they were really hoping that Joyce would just give them a little bit more information about.
They just deported her for nothing
about it because she was already on her way out.
Yep.
She was leaving the United Kingdom. Will they get anything? But obviously, she didn't really give up much. Now, they found out that Joyce had actually been living in Hamburg until late 2001, where the orange shorts were found.
That is crazy. It's crazy how, you know, somebody could get convicted and caught from this whole thing just because of a pair of
orange
shorts. Damn. And they're only.
But why would she keep them though? That's also what's getting me. Like, why would she? What's her reasoning for just keeping the shorts around?
You just have a pretty good chance at saying this is.
She should have just gone with.
But I guess she is really interested in.
Because they sell them everywhere.
But there might have been a reason. But there might have been a reason why she's gone for these shorts.
They might have been cheap on offer.
Or there might have been a symbolic reasoning for it. But we'll get into that. Originally, when police arrested Joyce, they found that she only had 2 contacts in her phone. Right?
What?
Only 2. Now that's suspicious as it is.
You know, she keeps her circle tight, man.
Yeah, well, she kept it really.
No new friends, bro.
One of those contacts was for a man named Musa Kamara.
Okay.
Okay. Now he was traced to a house in London, obviously where they found Adam's body. Adam's body was found in the Thames River in London, and at his house they found an animal skull pierced with a nail, liquid potions, and small packets of like this, what they think just to be like sand or earth.
Yeah.
Right?
What?
So, I mean, this is mad ritualistic stuff again. And there was also a videotape labeled.
I'm trying to figure out what's with the animal head and the nail.
Where an adult was being beheaded. Okay, so I'm
beheaded people
being connected here right now. Okay.
Bread comes with being eaten.
Yeah, and the items seem to be associated with Nigerian rituals, also known as juju. Right? So a few people watching this may have heard of that before, but the detectives, while her name the name in her phone was under Musa Kamara, they actually found out that his real name was actually Kingsley Ojo or Oho. Not an expert on pronunciation,
no,
but
it's
you
okay.
guys are
did your
catching
best.
the
You did your best.
I did. And unfortunately for the police, they had nothing to link him to Adam's murder, so he was good to go. But I'm not gonna lie, like there seems to be a lot of stuff adding up together. The fact that they found those shorts up in Glasgow, Scotland, and then not only that, but they managed to trace a man down all the way to London, where this was,
and found a bunch of weirdness in his crib.
A guy that was connected to orange short lady.
Yeah.
Like, this can't be coming down to coincidence anymore. That's what I'm trying to say.
There was also clear
or they're
evidence
just
that Ojo had been
all into the same rituals.
So he actually was put under surveillance. Within hours of being released, he was already back talking to his criminal associates.
This guy's dodgy.
He couldn't resist. He couldn't resist. He was actually organizing the illegal entry of Nigerians into the UK. July 2003, things have finally caught up to Ojo. 21 men and women have been arrested in connection to Ojo, including himself, for human trafficking.
Yeah, look, him and his cronies.
Yeah, him and his cronies.
Was it like an asylum thing, or was it like he was like selling people for work labor or something?
To consult detectives and mutiny experts in the South Africa Police Station, aka the SAPS.
That's what they actually call it, the SAPS.
Yeah.
That sounds so much
Well, I've
cooler.
got it on my research notes here. It's called SAPS.
SAPS.
Yeah.
But yeah, they needed to go back there to talk to people that know way more about these rituals than they do. Because it's not nearly as
Well, of course,
common.
in the UK, it's not common at all, really.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've heard of a ritual case in the UK.
Yeah.
So they
Well,
probably
at least one that we've covered. There's probably been a few, but we just haven't. Look, this is quite clearly the most interesting one. These
Yeah.
orange shorts have got me thinking
true.
all sorts.
That's true. I know there's a little fangirl out there with a Cal Freezy doll and a couple of needles.
What, they just
Yo.
doing a ritual. So please don't do that.
Please.
Terrifying.
Please
Let's
don't
not
do
forget
that.
I told
Especially
you
not for me,
that
please.
The colors and the type of shorts might actually be important.
He did say
And
that.
yeah, and look.
Telling me.
They went back. They
Telling
spoke
me
to
my
people that
father.
know more about these rituals, and they claimed that the color is actually a really big part. Now we mentioned that there were orange shorts, but they said the color red is the color of resurrection. Now the orange, you could argue, was quite a close color to red. You could maybe say that.
That's really up in the air,
What? Are you not sure about that?
I'm not sure about that.
You're not connecting those dots or tying.
Did
those
y'all
dots
think
on
that it
them.
was close? I didn't think it was
The
close.
breadcrumbs, I'm leaving them ones on the floor.
All right, well, I'm going to eat them up because they concluded it meant that one of Adam's killers might actually be a relative, right? And he was trying to apologize to his soul.
Apologize to what, Adam's soul or his own soul?
That's a good question. I think he'd be maybe apologizing to his own soul. Because, I couldn't imagine.
For killing Adam?
Nah, I don't know, Like,
Or he had already done a bunch of bad stuff. And I can't figure this out, actually. So he's done it. Maybe Adam's killer is a family member, right? Okay,
Right.
like you're suggesting here.
Yeah.
The color red is the color of resurrection. Okay.
So maybe the guy saw he'd done something
In
bad
the
in
past,
the past, right?
and
And this was his way of being like, please forgive me type thing. Like,
sacrificing, the
Yeah.
young child with the color of resurrection on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But now you've just done another bad thing.
yeah, well, that's the thing. Maybe in their eyes,
They probably view it as good, yeah.
As a sacrifice.
Hey, what's up, Tim?
Sacrifice. I don't know. Next thing the officials wanted to do was they headed to Nigeria to try and find Adam's parents. But they looked through, they tried their absolute best. They even went through all the schools, went looking through missing children, but ultimately they found...
I would wonder how they go around doing that, though, because they don't know his name.
Yeah, they don't know his name. They
And
just
I
called
mean,
him
are
Adam.
you really going to walk into the school with pictures of the
No.
boy, and the pictures of the boy
graphic.
are graphic?
No,
So
I
it's
think
not
I think maybe they say, look, does anyone know a boy that
gone
went
missing.
to the UK and then no one heard of him again?
Yeah.
Like one of those sort of things. I'm not too sure, really.
I mean,
can
if you
imagine
know,
it was
if
a
you
tough
knew,
ask
if you
anyways.
knew a boy that's gone missing, you know, that's all you'd have to say, to be honest. It's not
Yeah.
often you know of a missing boy, really.
Yeah, it's true. And especially like they go to the UK, you don't hear of them. Do you guys have any kids here that were kidnapped between the ages of 4 and 7? I'm not too sure, but they're clearly putting in a lot of effort.
That's a lot.
Now, there
That's
was actually some
way too many
really
variables.
Interesting stuff that was found in Adam's stomach. And first of all, they found small amounts of Calabar bean, which is actually known as doomsday, which is traditionally used in witchcraft in West Africa. Okay, so sounding like a ritual straight off the bat, 100%. The dose that he had actually caused paralysis, but didn't prevent pain. So he's going through
he
some
couldn't
stuff.
move, but he could
It's
feel
not-
everything.
Yeah, mate, like,
What kind of weird
that is
shit?
one of the most grim things. I swear and people will be able to tell me in the comments here, there's a movie where there's something similar like this, where the person is almost fully alive, right, and can feel everything, but they're paralyzed. And that's exactly what happened to Adam here.
Similar
Now,
situation.
we mentioned that all of his limbs were removed, his head was
Yep.
removed, right? Now, imagine he's paralyzed,
But he's still awake.
but he can still feel everything.
Yeah, it reminds me of movies where they
Yo!
inject him with adrenaline, so they don't
People
pass
about
out during
crazy
flight.
as hell,
Yeah.
bro.
Similar vibes.
That is grim.
Anyway, there was more. They also found ground up seeds from datura plant, which acts as a sedative and causes hallucinations. So I can't imagine what's going on here. You know, first of all,
what's
he's
the
having his
point in that part of it? Like,
limbs
why would you
removed.
want? Why would you want? him
is
to
that
have
to make it
hallucinations?
so maybe it's not as bad for him. I don't know.
Mate,
I don't know.
Paralyzed, but he still.
He still felt all the pain.
That could be possibly one of the worst things ever. You're feeling the pain of having your limbs taken off, and you are hallucinating.
Yeah. Oh, my stomach just feels weird just even thinking about the concept of that.
Damn.
After he was arrested in 2003,
that boy went through it.
Kingsley Ojo was jailed in 2004, but unfortunately, it wasn't for the murder of Adam.
They couldn't
still
him.
no, but yeah, still nothing there. Instead, he was jailed for quite a few things actually. 4 charges of people smuggling and using fake documents to obtain a passport. And
so they got him on the smuggling,
so,
but
this wasn't in connection to Adam's death. Which
I feel like that's what the cops always do.
They slammed him. They did say it was a.
But I always wonder if they actually do put the case.
They did manage to do.
I always wonder if they actually do put the case on hold, or if they really just stop caring about it completely. They're like, oh, he'll be in there. Maybe somebody will come forward and give us some information or something like that. Like, I don't know. I always feel like they never actually try to go forward with anything after they get him arrested, you know? They like, what I've always been explained is that the reason why they do that is because they try to get them in jail so they could get more time to like get them for what they really want to get them on, you know? But the bad thing about it, it's mostly because you can't try people on the same thing twice. So if they take them to court and they don't have the most sound evidence on the one thing that they really want to pin them for, they can't try them for the same thing later. So they got to make sure that it's like the best case possible, you know?
Do that, and he did plead guilty, and he was sentenced to only 4 years in jail. Which is because obviously, if it was the murder of Adam, he's going away for a lot longer.
Well, I guess they've given him a better deal for him pleading guilty, right?
Yeah,
straight up.
But the problem is that he's only being done for like the documents and stuff like that.
If they get him for Adam, we're talking.
Well, life sentence.
Serious.
So yeah, that was that, and then also he was recommended to be deported upon his release.
So when
he
got
out
of the country.
Yeah, he got out.
July 2005. Ojo has convinced the police that he can assist them on the inquiry, and now by late 2005, he's actually been released and is living back in East London.
That's a little too close to the Fellas Mysteries offices.
Absolutely, and yeah, he's living back in East London, helping the investigating team. For 2 years now, he's been feeding the police information. Oh, he's snitch, eh? He's a little snitch. You snitch? Listen, if it gets you out of prison, I'm snitching, man. Anyway, he actually claimed that Joyce, the mother of the 2 girls and the person in connection to this whole thing, was on her way back to the UK.
Remember, she had been deported previously.
Yes. However, it just ended up not being true. Cappuccino.
So he's not actually helping out. So like you said, maybe he was.
It just sounds like he's feeding them bollocks, really. Yeah.
Well, he'd been crazy.
2008, the police finally decided, look, Ojo, you are rubbish at this snitching thing. Like, you're rubbish. So we're deporting you, and you're off back to Nigeria.
Okay.
So, in Nigeria, Joyce, when we spoke about, she reappeared and admitted, right? She admitted she had actually looked after Adam in Hamburg and bought him the orange shorts. So we're getting somewhere now.
She's finally admitting it, which looks so suspicious. Why
didn't you just say something before?
Also, it says she just reappeared. Like, what? Was she stuck behind a wall and then just walked?
no, bro. They obviously lost track of her. They lost track of her. Well, the thing is, why has she come out and now said it? Like, did they catch up to her? I don't know. But literally, once
maybe that means that the ritual is done. Whatever the actual ritual is.
Said no more and vanished
I'm
again.
telling you, man.
How does she keep doing it?
She ain't even real. She's a ghost.
She might have to be.
Like, there's something not adding up here.
It didn't stop there, though. The BBC said, right, we are taking this into our own hands. And they managed to track down someone that actually knew Joyce when she lived in Hamburg, in Germany, right? And she said she remembers seeing Joyce twice with a small boy in the summer of 2001.
Ooh, it could be Adam.
So that's before Adam makes it into the UK. That's before Joyce is in Glasgow.
Yep.
I think about the case often. I'm still preoccupied with it all. I sometimes blame myself, which I realise in hindsight I have no reason to do. Maybe I could have saved this child if I had asked more questions. Had I asked her, who is this child? Where did he come from?
Look, it could be.
People be minding their business. I can't even blame Shorty. I can't even blame Shorty. I can't be mad at that.
That Joyce treated this boy as if he was a necessary evil to her.
What does that even mean?
Yeah.
What does that even mean, though?
She said it was like he had to drag him along with her because maybe she didn't want to let him out of her eyesight, or like she took him along so he wouldn't have to be on his own.
That's,
so
well, that sounds like quite a nice thing, though.
Yeah, unless someone had said, this is the boy you will be trafficking into the UK. You are the responsibility of this boy. Yeah. Do not mess this up.
Yeah.
So, and she's super on it. That's the way I would see that anyways.
2011, we're making some real progress here because the torso was said to be a 6-year-old boy called, and I might get this wrong, Ikpomwasa.
Right.
Okay. Detectives
Haven't we
found
heard
the
that?
photo in Joyce's possessions, and when questioned her,
I've heard that name somewhere.
It was him, and she said, "Look, it's a boy. His name is Ikpomwasa." She looked after the boy and then had given him to a man named Bauer, who had then taken him to London. Now, police were unable to positively identify the boy or even take the investigation forward, even though they make such a breakthrough there and got the name.
Like, guys, like every few years, just a bit more information comes out about it,
it's
and
like
this Joyce person gets more and more attached to it.
Yep.
But was she genuinely just the person to look after the boy, and she was like told, like she's given instructions.
Yeah.
Look, there will be a man named Bauer.
Bro, are the cop sounds are really fucking with me. I'm like, yo, it sounds like there is a murder going on outside.
And she knows about this, and she's just trying to distance herself from what happened as much as possible.
Very possible.
Despite knowing the fact that she might not have done the actual ritual or the killing or whatever, but she played her part in some way.
Yeah, and I mean, she did have ritualistic stuff in her house, so even if we were to say, oh, maybe she was just holding him and she thought the boy was going to a better place in London,
but
the ritualistic stuff in her house doesn't point towards that. It does seem like she knows.
Yeah, she knew what was going to happen to this boy.
Yeah.
2012 rolls around.
Oh, that wasn't a good year. You know why? Didn't the Mayan calendar end? Yeah, we all died.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to all die then.
Good movie, 2012.
Really?
No, it's actually quite bad.
Is it a crap movie? Would you recommend it
it's
or not to the viewers?
It's a good bad movie.
It's one of those ones.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, everyone knows what you're talking about when I say that. Okay, anyways, back on topic here. So Joyce's brother now contacts the BBC. That's a bit rogue. Why would you want to do that, right? And he said, sorry, there's been a big misunderstanding here. The photograph wasn't of Adam, right?
Ooh. What?
And his name wasn't Ikpomwasa. That was not his name, right? Now, why would the brother do that? Is he? So who is it? Everything just getting a little too close. He needs to pull up.
Why is he coming out and saying that now all of a sudden?
I wouldn't say like he's dobbing her in it. I would more say that he's found out that what Joyce has done.
Yeah.
She's gone, nah, you fucked it.
Yeah.
Gone, oh, I can save this, and be like, it's a misunderstanding.
Yeah. You guys, the BBC and detective.
They better not have stood for that.
That city in Nigeria, Benin, I believe, is the same, to talk to Joyce, who seemed confused and was known to have mental health problems at the time.
Okay.
So her health had deteriorated.
It's taken a toll on her as well, probably this case.
Yeah. She changed Adam's name several times while they were talking to her. But then, and this is big, right?
Yep.
Then they showed her a picture, and straight away she named him as Bauer.
Now Bauer was the guy that she'd given the boy to.
Yeah. So what if the guy's name was Bauer and then the boy's name was Ikpomwasa?
Kingsley Oja.
Oh.
In 2011, Joyce identified this photo as the dead boy. Despite widespread publicity, his family never came forward. What about the photograph? Is it really the boy in the river?
The first song, yes.
No. She now says that was all a misunderstanding. The pictures of a child called Danny, the son of a friend in Germany.
What?
We travel to Hamburg to find out if it's true.
Bro, they gotta leave that chick alone, man.
It is. This is Danny, Joyce's friend's son.
Oh, wow.
Do you know who that is? Yes. Who? That's me. Well, we're pleased to see that you're fine and well.
Bro, they gotta leave that lady alone.
A little bit surprising.
Our big human trafficking man.
Big human trafficking, exactly. The guy that ended up only doing 4 years. Right?
Now that's a massive connection. That's a breadcrumb.
Bro, you're eating that breadcrumb. Tell me you're eating that breadcrumb.
That's a whole loaf.
That's the loaf. We just got the loaf there. They tracked him down in Nigeria, and he couldn't meet, but he insisted, right, on the phone that he had nothing to do with Adam's death. and there was no evidence linking him either. I mean, that's the whole
Cap!
point. They have no evidence here. They're just sort of going off what people are telling them.
Somebody lying, bro.
The investigators, the BBC, are all just having to go with he said, she said.
It's interesting because it's like they tried to deny Nigeria and he couldn't meet. It's like, yeah, sorry, I can't meet you up today. I mean, you're under investigation for the potential murder of a child, but nah, I can't meet.
No, I know. But you never know with these things. And that's the whole point, is there is no evidence linking, right?
There's nothing solid. It's all on Joyce's word, and her mental health is deteriorating, like you said.
Yeah. One good thing that happened off the back of this case, though, and is something that the Met said, was that because it got so much publicity in the end, is that it was actually a big deterrent to other or more ritual crimes happening in the UK.
Yeah.
All right, Chip, let me know. Give me the up-to-date info.
Okay, 20 years on. This year, and the Met Police have made a renewed appeal for members of the public to come forward with any information that can help them with this case. Unfortunately, a key,
a massive part of all
this. A massive part of the whole case, Joyce has unfortunately died. So that could be
the only key.
That could really, really set this case back a bit.
Yeah, I mean,
she gave a lot of information. She gave a lot of, pieces of the puzzle, put things together. Yeah. Especially with the photo of the boy.
The photo of the boy, and then not only that, but then she was the one that was with him in Hamburg. Yeah.
She identified as Bauer as Kingsley.
Ojo. Oh, mate.
So this could be a tricky one unless someone comes forward with any information.
Yeah, and look, if somehow you're watching this and you do have any information,
then you can go to the Met Police.
Then you go to the Met Police and go and help them out. Solve this case. It would be class to see that.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to today's case. Of course, you can listen to the Fellas Mysteries now.
Hey, you can listen to that all podcast streaming networks, man. Make sure you guys check it out. Because the fellas be doing a damn thing, okay? Make sure you guys show the boys some love, man. Go check them out. I'm telling you, this case right here, bro, it's wild. I honestly wish they had a little more to go on. I feel like there's probably something like crazier, like Voodoo or Style or whatever that they could have went through. But that one didn't really hook me as much as I want to. I feel like it was just about, I hate back and forths. Like, I like it when there's like a slip up, like where they really do know like at least one thing and they have something to like lead on, But it was alright, man. It was alright. They did their thing. I'll give it 7 out of 10 on this one. You know what I mean? Let me know what you guys think down below. If you guys want to keep seeing these videos, man, make sure you thumbs it up, all right? I love you guys, man. Don't forget. Let me know what else you want to see on the channel down below. Big peace.